All right, good evening, everyone. For those of you that were here last week for the Rase event, that one doesn't count. This is the first official whiskey event of 2025. Welcome to 2025. It's officially, as of 3 days ago, Eight Barrel's 6th year of operation, which is nearly at 70. I can't wait to do that. But yeah, welcome to the first of 2025. I've got a lot of things planned for the rest of the week. That'll be fun, but tonight's not the night to talk about that. Tonight is a pretty special tasting for a couple of reasons. The launch of two brands that I think are fantastic. Really, one of them tried, and the other occupies tables. It's also the introduction of someone who's going to be more and more well known in the next few months/years, Lachlan. For those of you that know him from Whiskey and Helmet, he has been there for many, many years. 8 years, that's longer than I've been here. Twice as long. But he is now the Australian brand ambassador for the Scotch Malt Whisky Society. Why he's here tonight, I will let him explain that a little bit later. Yes, the two brands we're looking at today is J.B. Thompson and Single Cask Nation. I'm going to stop talking now and let Lachlan get on with it. Enjoy! Also, there is a lot of whiskey on the table. We're going to take a pause after the 6th one. I've broken it into halves, each half and in front. We'll have 5 minutes, 5-10 minutes, so I can refill the jugs and chips and so on and so forth. Please drink water tonight. It's a lot of alcohol for a amount of time. And that's my safety instructions. Very out now. Carry on. Bathrooms, have put in anything? Bathrooms are where they always are. Have fun.
Well, welcome everyone, and first of all, thank you all for coming and doing we all had that welcome dram. Let's talk about that very quickly. Properly, or we're actually here to talk about it. So you all try this. Who enjoyed it? You get one? There's just some glasses out there, I believe, that Tom will. We missed it. So this is J.T. Thompson. It's another brand we society and same Cask Nation. They think there's okay. So who in this room is a member of the Scotch Malt Whisky Society or goes off?
I'm a double member.
Well, Scotch Malt Whisky Society is operated since 1993. It's almost already. But J.T. Thompson refounded out of the box by the Scotch Malt Whisky Society, as it's been consumed so deeply tied to that building for about 200-300 years. Almost 300 years. Okay. It was at the Volta merchant of tea, whiskey, beer, wine, all that was coming in to Edinburgh to be sold from there. They were also blending whiskies. And they were actually quite a prolific for a very long time, producing blends for hotels all around the United Kingdom. Later on down the track, they were also selling blends to hotels in America and other colonies, some of the colonies of the UK as well as Britain, including some J.T. Thompson from the J.T. Thompson sort of is about post-publication in the United States and post-World War. They were really struggling. The brand got sold to tenants. It was made by tenants and then slowly just grew that further and further and further. So in 1963, was the very last J.T. Thompson blend was bottled at the Vaults. So in 1983, Vaults got sold to Pick Hills, to found Scottish Whisky Society, and that brand, one block purchase, I believe, for the whole sum, £1 for the and then they built that brand again, okay, to bring it back home into the vaults. Now, it has an entirely separate team. So the ashes would production, but they've now got their own team, their own business. Everything else is happening. Now, in what we talk about, a single cask nation, these guys were founded in the United States by two guys, one guy named Josh, one guy named Jason. I think that one. Podcast called One Nation Under the American. So they founded as a myth. Now, since Class Nation got purchased by Artisanal Spirits, the parent company of three companies. Purchased in 2023 and again operates entirely separate. The only thing that really ties them together is the person who represents them here in Australia. That's the only thing that really ties these three companies together. And also they make products. Alright, so I'll quickly tell you what. Highland blends, the largest percentage coming from their alcohol group, and three cask types: maturation, no finish, recharred ex bourbon barrels, heavy toasted hogsheads, brand new fills, and then lightly toasted casks, heads. These three cask types. What we had here was J.G. Thompson Sweet, J.G. Thompson Rich, which is Speyside blended malt, pepper, cherry casks, and then Swim, which is a 100% Isla malt. I doubt this, but I think it's. Anyway, that's J.G. Thompson. We have a lot of whiskey to get through. What that? We'll find out. So before we move on to our next whiskey, I'll just tell you, like Tom said, absolute pride. Doing a lot of work with them prior to joining up, and now I get to travel around Australia. I would complain, but get paid. Okay, ready for our first the single cask nation tasting. So bottom middle, I believe. Please also feel free to sing out with any questions. Chance. Is that an open thing? I was thinking more like British football. But oh yeah. Oh yeah. We're sitting comfortably at 53.4%. So I have tasted most of these. There's 4 I haven't tasted. This is the first of those I haven't tasted. Really that good. I'm getting lots of candy corn, you know, and white jelly beans. White specifically? Like jelly belly jelly bean? Or? No,
No, but just the gel white jelly bean.
All the same flavour. Sorry? Don't scare him. I'm not posting on that with me. But when I brought it up. Running.
Yeah. Yeah, there's that.
It could be softer. I think it might open up.
No, it's malted barley, unmalted barley. That's the only. Yeah, it's the only.
How much of that mash bill is
Good question. I think you have to go pretty high up in white.
No, this is.
So maize, malted barley, unmalted barley, and wheat. I also love that they identified it as Scottish road.
Eva Gordon could be the next.
Inver Gordon has typically been one of my favourite. Same or I find that it's always got texture to it, character, and that might be. The exception to that might be something. But yeah, this one here, 26 years old, 7,000 maturation, no nonsense. Range.
Yeah, that's what it says on.
Whiskey that tastes like real whiskey. I tend to find these white sugar sweetness to it, like texture, that syrupy texture on the palate.
I am getting the
gel, jelly beans, something that sticks in my brain all the time, having a diabetic father.
What do we think? Not too shabby.
Like it? It's a nice, gentle way to start off, I think. Yeah, well, not bad on purpose. I think it just needs to breathe. It's coming alive a bit more now. First one. Yeah. I'm definitely going to have to come back to all of them. Does everyone want to move on to the next whiskey? Everyone seems a bit happy, yeah. Yeah, like I said. Yeah, this one's real fun. I get
put a K on the end.
Yeah, it's fun. I get coffee leftovers on cold Sprite, pretty good carb, so it's hot. Like hot lemonade, yeah. Or sugar. It's
Quite sugar free now.
Yeah, I don't know.
Read a bit of history of 2008.
I was going to kind of do that. Yeah, listening stage. Yeah.
I think everyone knows about it.
So, if you haven't seen on your sheet, the next jelly is the Mac Mira. And a distillery that recently went into administration although it compositions by someone else, so it's getting its life again. This has been history Going back. Open. This administration got bought by someone else. Reopened. Changed their production slightly. It was 2020. It was a very young distillery. I think it's 15 years old, so it'll be 2010. The oldest spirit that we.
We may have had one of those in our.
Yeah. Well, this one here is 13 years old, so it is one of the older spirits from McNamara. My favourite thing about McNamara is they've got two maturation centres. One is a mine shaft, and then the two of their whiskey at the bottom of the mine. And it's got a very stable temperature and humidity. It tends to lose quite a lot of alcohol volume, alcohol liquid. Sure. So this is a single cask strength, filled at 63.5% alcohol by volume, and in 13 years it came down to 47.5%. Right? But they still got enough out of the cask, quite a lot out of the cask, and I've seen quite a few of these over here. Quite a few of them. As well, the cask strength at 10, 11, 5 to 49%. And that's just because they've been. Right. The other one is just a standard palletized warehouse off grid. We see some things coming from there as well. I've seen some that are 63, 64. They're going to be mature. Yeah, pallet, awesome. It's relevant. Because it would be done in style maturation. It would be cracked. But bring it down on the mine elevator, they would be able to put power in there. Very deep. Yeah.
It would be clay.
No. But yeah, one of the there's some really fun brews that use maturation cells in different ways. The Italian distillery Cuni, the whiskey. Yeah. Which, of course, we're going to see a huge amount of Cuni over here. Yeah.
I'm sorry if I missed it.
Yes. Yeah, they went into administration, and I believe my whole boss about this when we did a tasting of some of these whiskey about a month ago, and we did the McNamara. Told me the 2 days prior.
Purchased by anybody.
Some wealthy Swedish person.
I think they were beyond administration. I think they were back.
Yeah, they were Dunzel, Washington.
Not bad, McNamara though.
It's very pink and green. I get, like I said, lemonade and I get fresh raspberries. Yeah, the like lime, right? Excellent. A little bit, not a lot. No. I know a few people about that.
I'm a musician, so I'm excused to give you a piece of music.
My old music people.
It's not actually all that uncommon amongst musicians.
It's not uncommon amongst whiskey. Yeah.
I get quite a bit.
The Tillett, the distillery manager at Sullivan Scope, she has it.
It's hard to explain. Without tasting
I
Hang on, that's funky, but real whiskey doughy. Yeah, fair enough.
Basic.
Butyric can present one of two ways. Fuzzy, funky. Yeah, because butyric acid is the That's why I tend to use masters instead. It's the same thing. Exact same thing.
I know what I'd rather on this spaghetti, but
The babysit, right?
keep it an apple, mush. Yeah.
All right. Ready to go for everyone's favorite whiskey?
Oh,
Yeah, Longmorn.
longingly at the front gates of it.
Longmorn, 23-year-old. Let's go bourbon cask.
So for those of you that may or may not know, there is a long one. I think 40% ABV. $500. This is a bit cheaper.
I think that one, that 23-year-old, actually 46 or 47 because it's meant to be at strength.
Good on you, battery cask. Smells pretty good.
One of my favorite anecdotes about Longmorn. After we see their name. And blenders love it because it's just such a versatile. Very grain forward. Go for long maturation. Bourbon sherry.
A lot of people think of Longhorn as being best in sherry casks. I didn't.
I prefer it as the long maturation.
There's a time and place for sherry casks Longhorn. I think I prefer it. Very pineapple fritters yesterday.
Pineapple fritters, yeah.
Wasn't a good pineapple fritter, but
Yeah, it was battery, pineapple. It's also a little bit marzipan-y, nutty, fondant icing.
yeah. I think it might also be a birthday for me. 1999 or 2000?
It's just if you said second bill, Longmorn, 23-year-old, it's straight down the line, knocking anything outside of
It's been some, got to see the 20th century. Got to see the house. I like that fruit.
I love that
Oxygenating
chemistry on the nose of it.
I think it's the best one.
Strawberry sherbet.
Yeah, someone straight up trying to run down. I went first like blackcurrant, cinnamon
Then you join the
Yeah.
society for
All of that. It's just that.
I get
So I don't know how this would end up being. It's much more affordable than the Crofton cheese.
I think it's that classic dartboard pricing that seems
Yeah, it came out of great.
That's pretty quick.
Lemon.
Scrabble scoring. That's all the rounds.
Wait till we get to the diamond. The first one close to finishing. But I put it down before I. Yeah. So single class nation, apart from what I mentioned earlier, has very limited history. So founded in 2011, like I said, by two men, Josh and Jason. They started because and they were fast one nation. They wanted to really start to champion those single casts and try and provide those single kind of way. So they start buying casts, start releasing them. Have now about 10,000 members across the world with now that's basically the entire history. Started doing some runs, working with fun old style American whiskeys. They've worked with some Empire Rye, which is a new it's kind of only regulation in New York itself. Basically, to be Empire Rye, it has to be made in New York State, at least 80% New York grown brand. It has to be no less than 4 years old. It has to follow 50%. So it's all involved in contact as well. Very interesting thing. So One Nation under worked on producing some of these styles with independent distilleries around New York State. So, anyway, they do a little bit of trial with distilleries as well, but it's not as deep as right? Their passion for the fast whiskey for our members. That's Fast Nation is. They now do a lot of single malt whiskey. When they were purchased by Artisanal Spirits Company, they had about 1,000 barrels laid down. Something like that. And that got redistributed the two companies, basically. So they traded some American stock with Scotland Whiskey Society to get some trade between the two. When they got purchased as well, they were including their managing director and everything. So everything's still operated just by them. I think it's just yeah.
Is there a plan that when they're out here now that they will be making some of this American single cask whiskey available? This is almost
yes. So short answer is yes. It will be. I've seen the. I've because that's the stuff they're known for.
Yeah. But I think it's something that as well. Not only do they do very good, right? They get their hands on stuff that on wild turkeys.
They've done Wilderness Trail, which is
yeah. They've done stuff. They've done things. fun, which it's hard to say about American whiskey because everyone's always doing something with it. The single cask American whiskey market, people are traveling. When I say rare, I mean people are absolutely obsessed with American whiskey at the moment. Although that like 4 whiskey bottles is kind of slowing down a little bit in growth. Yeah. Okay. I'm so excited to taste this inch now. I haven't tasted this yet.
Number 2 of 4 that I haven't tasted.
Something to note as well. I feel like there's a lot of bourbon comes. Why?
Because it is the from.
I mean,
Hudson's. Yeah, they still make it. It doesn't come over to Australia anymore. Good in France as well. Yeah. They bought it back in 2000s. Yeah. No. Yeah, also based market as well.
That's why he's too busy modeling shoes.
That's wearing it. Yeah. Yeah, I was just walking on the street.
But yeah, I don't know why it's still coming over here. And I don't believe they've done something. They focused a lot on modern distilleries, doing a lot of stuff with Wilson's Trail. They've done some Garrison Brothers, the Balcones. A lot of work with New York distilleries. They're based, I think you guys are based in New York, so just based in New York. Actually, like, to me, it's a single cask. It was so it was 51. With corn, cheese, So this here is from the Inchgower Distillery, which it is a distillery.
inject the blend. All their production methods are designed to create that quick ferments. They run their stills hot on these big, fat, bulbous stills with short neck. They try and punch the spirit forward. So it just comes out the other end, just tasting like okay? That's basically what it is. It's basically the taste of love. I haven't tasted this yet. But yeah. Hour for me is always just really honest. Grainy, spicy, grassy. First fill bourbon hooks in. Oh, it's the second. Yeah. Oh yeah, would have been 15-year-old. Yeah. But I think that's also each hour dust. It's got enough grainy dust to it, and then put it into American oak, which you just put enough vanilla to kind of that spicy grain. That oak is like that buttery biscuit, like Arabic biscuit. Yeah. That's what it's done. Yeah. Yeah, it's like Arabic biscuits. And big gingery stuff.
The rest of them quite foolish, actually.
Get a bit of clove.
Yeah, we're kind of just sitting there, but I'm making these spots on that.
And this is one of the best Inchgowers we've had.
Yeah.
Like I said, there are so many Inchgowers out there. Inchgower, Rusk, which are both very, very similar in profile because they're meant to do the same job. Well, blending.
That's how you pronounce it.
Rusk, yeah.
I just think Alshrios.
Or Proisk. Yeah, Rusk is a very, very funny distillery. Exact same. They tried to make a single malt brand with it. No one could pronounce it. So they called it the single malt. Yeah, just for the American market. And then obviously didn't go so well, so they changed the Singleton brand entirely. Alright, we're ready for our first of the rums.
I love rums.
How come the rums got the lead? You're worried about moisturising?
I'm worrying about people complaining that the rum is overpowering the whiskey.
Which I completely understand, yeah. I've done plenty of tastings in the past with like a Hampton at the end, and I've had to come up with a
Wow, all these whiskeys smell like rum. Incredible.
So, we'll start off the rum part with rum. So this is from the Diamond Distillery, which is the distillery that makes El Dorado. This is one of their spirits called. Comes off their Bush Flute still. Now, Diamond is an interesting one because in Guyana they had all these distilleries: Enmore, Bush Flute, Worthy Palm. No, sorry, not Worthy Palm. What am I thinking of? Mount.
Starts with M. Honey mustard. No, you think of
Port Morant. As each of these distilleries closed down, Diamond Distillery bought their stills and installed them at their distillery. And they still utilize these all the time. So the Enmore still is a wooden. The Port Morant still is a wooden. And the Butchfoot still is a steel. Now, well, it says combination of stainless and aluminium.
things problematic to me. But anyway.
What's common contact?
Yeah. Anyway, so this one here, column distilled, mixed metals, this column distilled, and matured for 24 years. Now this was matured in Guyana for a period of time, and then was moved to Scotland. So it did have some European maturation. Okay.
I think something that's a little interesting about this one, something that's a bit interesting about this one is Utrecht only sold their still, only shut down and sold their still in 2000. Distilled in 1999. So this was distilled at the old site before it was bought by Diamond.
That's funny. I did not know that. Yeah, I thought they closed down in 90s.
I checked and I believe this was distilled.
Cool. Yeah. It is, yeah.
The bright pink stuff.
Yes, yeah.
Well,
So it's bright pink soda.
And it's pretty good.
On Guinea's rum, I always find one particular tasting note, which is tinned pineapple included in the tin. Like it's hot aluminium and tinned pineapple. Every single time. Especially Port Moran. I find that a lot with Port Moran.
Especially the tin.
Yeah.
And the last time we did one of these SMW education events here, we also had a diamond, and it ended up being voted best. It's Caribbean Cane Society.
Yeah. Unfortunately, the rums are going to slow down in society.
In the Glasgow bar, they had 5 rums, 3 of them were Coronas.
Yeah. It's taking a lot out of that second. That's actually really fun. Yeah. I don't know when the Cask will move to Scotland, but.
You have to think about the brakes on these.
The most expensive dollars there. So there is Okay, Rob's really good. Throughout the last 20 years. He's very much most quality. You need to get more. And back to Lockie. Start with bottom left-hand side.
On the second sheet.
On the second sheet. It's our only American whiskey for this American independent bottle. So this is from the Westland Distillery. This is a 9-year-old which has spent the first 4 years in a American oak cask, and then the remaining 4.4 to 9 months in a Spaniel's wine cask. I've had a couple of my wine friends explain to me this. It is port style wine, so same production technique. They're from Grenache in south part of France, above Spain. Okay? So there's 2 big fortified wines that come from that area. River salt, which is and Grenache port. Okay? So you don't see a lot of these manuals casks being around. The only time I've seen them have been, funnily enough, from Brooklady and Tenford River Salt. So I have another river salt. Sorry? Yeah, they've done a lot of river salts and manuals. I've had quite a few bottlings. Yeah. American oak. Yeah, it wasn't Gariana. They don't let go of those Gariana casks. They keep those for themselves. Yeah, no independent bottle is getting a hold of Gariana. Westland's actually a really cool distillery for that fact. So you mentioned Gariana. So Westland's based in Oregon. They have been doing a lot of work with local Oregon. So the first foray into that was using Gariana oak. That is not a white oak, but Alba. It's Gariana. There are about 250 native oak species to America. 95% of the trees grow so fast, it's forested, so they are trying to plant more Gariana trees and really go forward to that. I mean, they take a long time to grow, but they are utilizing those. They've got 2 new series now that they've just released in the last 5 years, which is locally grown barley. So finally using from Oregon to make Collier, yeah. I have none of the barley stuff come to us. Very good. So one thing that I think most of you already know about Westland as well is that all of Westland's whiskey is made from a minimum of 5 different barley trees. So a lot of people talk about this just before over here. A lot of American single malt whiskey is
tied to the craft brewing industry. So they tend to use a lot of barley that has been treated for years. Some people use it. We are starting to do this in Australia as well. But in the United States, it's incredibly tight. And Western utilize 5 different barley. So they use standard distilling grade barley. They also use ale malt and crystal malt. They use it amber malt, and then they experience. Now, then they also sometimes add peated malt. Okay. About 3 years ago, they changed that production. They changed it to always have some peated malt. And they'll add their Oregon. So everything from Western will have a little bit of peat in years to come. This here is their old production stuff. So a lot of people have followed in suit with this. Copperworks does this as well. A lot of other stories are going around with these different treatments. It's very few to much available, but Western have nailed it. That kind of stuff. Andrew over here said that
it's a thing. I've had some great whistles.
Yeah, I did know.
Yeah,
That's what I was asking.
one of the first Gariana ones is the Gariana 2, second release. Absolutely insane. That would have been 20.
Yeah, well, sorry, we wouldn't.
That's okay. Yeah, let's move on to the next whiskey if everyone's ready for it. But we can't help ourselves without American. I've had a very long history of working with American. I used to work. In 2014, I started at Baroness. I started working for my first day of working for him. He had Alex Bruce over about the fact that he was just American and he had a bottle of. That was my first day working in this industry, tasting that spirit and talking to Alex Bruce, long relationship with Alex Bruce. That came full circle for me back in 2021. Asked to be followed on American, which was originally meant to be the first single cast done for a market in the Southern Hemisphere. The oak barrel got theirs out first. We were talking about this yesterday. That the oak barrel whiskey and a single cast of American. Yeah, we were told that ours was going to be the first. Both came over on the same container. Yours came out a week before.
Yeah, and best part is when I went to Art American 2 weeks ago, and I discussed how Cask actually went out to the barrel. In their minds at the distillery.
Yeah, because it went out first. Which is fair enough. Yeah. Yeah, I've had a very long relationship with Underberg, and I just love their spirit. And their company stuff is just so juicy and creamy. Their kid stuff is all earthy and chocolatey. I just think they're making it. That's awesome. That's pretty bad.
Is it issue, guys?
He's a last time
And we're going to do it Sunday. The days off the week, the rest of the week.
Alright, I think we might move on to the next round. This is our first heated release of this tasting, one of them two. This is the Stones of Stennis.
Smells like a scupper.
No, it doesn't. You can scupper off. So this is obviously Highland Park. It's a 9-year-old first fill bourbon barrel. I have a huge love for nostalgia. Stems from the first night I drank. Well, not the first night I drank whiskey. It's a whiskey. It's the memory that sticks out from my brother and sister. Christmas Eve, drank a whole bottle of Highland Park 12-year-old. Yeah, I also remember taking myself to bed and waking up the next morning and they were so hungover, finding out that they also which that bottle lives at my house now, but has remained. Well, actually, no, I've tasted it a little bit because I want to see what it's like. Yeah.
Bring it for the next event you run here.
Yeah, it's in an old vodka bottle, Karloff vodka bottle. It doesn't taste good. Yeah. And it all stemmed from my dad finding a wormwood. Okay, I'll make it absolute. Anyway, so I've always had a huge affair and a love for Highland Park.
This thing is right.
What? Story about the it's great. That's the mindset my family has. We find something and go, fuck it, let's make something cool. Whatever.
Anyway,
yeah.
There's no question about
Highland Park is one of the more unique peated whiskies in Scotland, having been the only one made using peat from the island of the right? All peats coming from just peat from the island. They use malted barley that comes from the mainland and all the amounts of peat and barley using Orcadian peat. Apart from that, this is also very, very tasty. Actually, one of my favourite whiskies I've had so far this year was a Highland Park bottle for the Peat Blend series of SMWS.
Yes, that's right.
I was saying to Andrew that reminds me of late 80s Highland Park bottles. Yeah, that real intense, rich sherry, natural. Yeah. As soon as I know something, that's me.
this does have like old Highland Park vibes.
Yeah, it's got that it's salty lemony thing to it.
I think it needs to do more.
I think it's horses really.
I think it'd be better if it was all different.
Yeah.
It's on the menu.
Yeah.
Best one.
Oh, that was scary when I moved it. That was amazing.
Well, that's that 25-year-old SMWS one for the Peat Blend. Yeah. Yeah.
I can say it's about like 50 minutes.
Yeah. I love Highland Park. That's delicious.
Good Highland Park. I wasn't expecting this one to be as good as it is.
And drink's great for 58.8. I reckon it drinks around 51.
I think that's something that always amuses me about Highland Park. Highland Park is really good at hiding its ABV. In anything other than the OB bottlings, you have a 60+% Highland Park that absolutely, hides its ABV in the glass. And then you get the actual French cask strength. In a good way, to be honest.
Yeah.
This one, as I said, this one, I think this is, the other one was higher by 0.1%. But this one is, second highest thing highest ABV thing we'll try tonight. Doesn't feel like it.
I was saying it drinks around 152. That's again that syrupy texture that I found on that Inca board. That's on this as well.
It's very whiskey flavored.
Distilled, 2014.
That's just barely 10 years ago. This is another very whiskey flavored whiskey.
Honest, it's just whiskey that tastes
It's not that
like
funny. That exact tasting note is when I know that I have to switch from tasting to when I like my book. It's like,
So I reckon this is close to being stranded because it's very complex and you spend time on it. There's also insanely complex.
Yeah, this is a
It fits into that box.
to go to. That's what little bit and that was it. It's like, do you want to sit there, think about it, get a flight? Good. And we just want to watch what you should take it from the way.
big cabinet, and the small cabinet.
Alright, are we all ready to move on to the Ben Nevis? Yeah, let's do it.
Right, I mean, talk to me.
Yes. So, 11-year-old, 57.3%, and this had a 37-month second maturation to be first fill American Oak EX Sherry Hogshead.
Your book was 36 months. That's
He never looks happy. He's Harrison Ford. He's never looked happy.
No, he looks so miserable. Like, how are you gonna, like, get the whiskey and I would think that shit. He doesn't look happy.
Very bad. And then he goes straight back to it. The only good celebrity history advert was still back on. Has everyone had a track at the Ben Nevis? What's next?
I was thinking back in the like Dutch.
There's a chemical which is that chemical that makes that like fresh feeling, like fresh as well. Anyway, yeah. Yeah, it has those like
Yeah, specifically that song.
right,
the songs are
but it's you and I should see that it's very textual.
Yeah, but it's a lot of when you know what they price
I saw
there's not much need to be said about Ben Nevis for a lot of reasons. Funny thing I find, there's two funny things I find about Ben Nevis. There is this group of people up and down 1996. Now, the funny thing about 1996 Ben Nevis, not that it's worse than 95 or 96. Or more wrong. Because in 1996, Ben Nevis sold most of the stock that they produced at working. Right? And so, a lot of single cast Ben Nevis went out to blenders, to brokers, just so back in. So, people associate all of these good Ben Nevis casts that year just because it's wrong. So, it's just this antical brain.
But they were good, therefore these. But I don't see many of these. Also these. So therefore, 96 is the best year for Ben Nevis. Absolute nonsense. But it's just a funny thing that's just happened in the industry. Also, the funny thing about Ben Nevis is they arguably produced one of the first single malt whiskies for the mass market. It was called Long John's Dew of Nevis, and it was just marketed as whiskey. It was a single malt whiskey made and sold in the UK. It was the third highest selling whiskey in the market for quite some time. Being out by two blends, it was just surrounded by blends, but it was one of the largest selling markets. For it.
They beat Glenfiddich much by.
Yeah, but it's just because Glenfiddich coined the term. That's the only reason that they hold the title.
Everyone fights over this.
And Lefroy had it as well. Selling Lefroy to America, the Americans during Prohibition.
I find Ben Nevis one as well. I was crazy. It's not what's going to the very top. It's like being, quarry or a burial ground. But breathing in on here. Down the bottom. But down the bottom, it's a lovely arch. But it's a really nice, very really friendly.
I think it's one of those distilleries that really appreciate the effort it takes.
So they haven't changed their marketing.
I think they have marketing.
They've got a video that they play if you do a tour there or something like that. Well, at least they did pre-COVID. Obviously filmed in the 90s, but it looked like it was filmed in the 30s. And it's just this guy with no expression on his face, just talking about Ben Nevis in such a monotonal way, and it's us.
Yeah. Lots of picture on the miniature that's
Well, I mean, they've got. Well, yeah, they've got a lot of ties to things that are very tall. I mean, they've got Ben Nevis, the tallest mountain in the UK. Long John was called Long John. He was 6'6" back in the 1800s, so it's a tall bloke. Yeah. We are starting to see a lot more peated Ben Nevis being made, similar to what Ben Nevis was about.
As of like 2015 or
Well, they were doing it, they were producing it before then because they were sending it to Japan.
Exactly.
As new made.
But they're doing it like in their own. Also, for those of you traveling to Ben Nevis or Fort Williams, I recommend the Garrison Hotel. You can stay in a prison cell for £50 a night, and they have the best breakfast I had in all of Scotland. Genuinely, if anyone's going to Ben Nevis anytime soon, I truly recommend staying in prison. It's also right around the corner from the bar that Rebecca.
What best do you have to do?
Driving.
I was going to say you could do that tonight if you just walk out in front and stab someone.
We didn't get barrels. As you saw.
End of line. Also, this is the cheapest whiskey on this tasting, which is ridiculous. I don't know.
Oh, yes, the cheapest whiskey, not cheapest.
No, so every rum is
It's pretty value by Nevis, actually.
Yeah. I just can't believe it. I didn't believe when I saw the my price is.
You know, you could adjust twice the price. It's good. This one's cozy.
Yeah, it's just it is what it is.
I like the nose more than the palate.
I think the sherry's done a lot of work for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's just very hard to
They didn't sell DVDs.
They never really
They didn't sell Coronation.
It's like what do you like?
All right. Let's move on to the Lachlan Gia.
Showstopper.
Last whiskey of the tasting, not of the night. A lot of people find Lachlan Distillery incredibly confusing, and I can't blame them for that. It is a very, very confusing 13-star bottle. I think it's of the whiskey house.
Under 8 gets banned.
Yeah, it was 2013 when I went there. Across 3 different still types and 2 different grains. Okay, so they make 15 million liters on one big double column system. Then they've got a smaller column system that they use entirely for malted barley. And unpeaked barley goes through that. They can peak grains. Then they've got their one neck hot stills. They make unheated, unheated, heavily peaked. And then they've got their 2 hybrid straight neck stills, Marin stills, which are a pot column hybrid. So have a cooling ring at the top, which they that also gets you unheated, lightly heated, sure. So the inch Marin still, so the straight neck still, that's coast to code, which is 112. Yeah, so inch Marin is 112, Croft and Gia is 122, which is the same still, but with the cooling ring off. I went over to Scotland purely to go to Lachlan because no one could tell me what the difference between all things were. But no one I knew could tell me. So I went there and I berated them. They ended up sending me their training document.
The best way to do it is
Yeah. So they've got all these in-house names for their spirits, right? And the in-house name Croft and Gia is what this is, but it is the most heavily peated spirits we make. Okay? And when I say that, it's using the same heavily peated barley that will go through the column, through the swan neck pot, and through the hybrid still. But this is the hybrid still withering off, so it's taking more of the juice oils, probably getting much reflux through it as well. And then finally, it just takes a lot more of one of the so each of these different productions will highlight a different and one that this one highlights is Creosote. Yeah. So that real kind of bitumen-y, earthy kind of hit character. Yeah, right. Even at 18 years old. Well, no. So the straight neck cells are similar to a lemon. Very similar, but they're slightly different. Not as many plates. They don't have plates and swivels. They're polynuclear. Yeah. So it's slightly different. Same different. Yeah. So inch fat is what they now call Croft and Gia. No, sorry. No, inch fat is the swan neck box. Yeah.
Alex, can I just ask a question? Hands up if you're a member of the society. Okay, I know at least 2 hands went up. Who was a member in 2006?
Oh yeah, when I was 7 years old.
Yeah. Good. Okay. So you guys might remember the three of you. So you were the first people in Australia to taste this. Scotch Whiskey Society was the first to bring coffee beer into Australia, and it was touted as being the heaviest, smokiest ever seen. The society brought it in and had 18 bottles on it. I was charged with the task of taking around the country, which basically just went.
Good old days.
Good old days. And reaction, 3 tastings of worst whiskey. Because it was so pungent. I got a friend in it. And it was amazing. Members of the society. You've got to cast your mind back. 2006, people knew about smoking whiskey. Time was global warming number 4.
He blended flavour back.
And so when this Peter thing turned up on the society for profit, everyone got excited. So people came to this tasting when we announced we were going to present it, and everyone walked out and said, that was shocking. And we never, as if I was looking after property in the country, I didn't. It's great to actually revisit now. And this is a good one.
I love version. I'm interested in what words I should say. It wasn't on a show, it was in a I haven't even drunk all the whiskey yet.
I'm going to catch up.
I've got half the glasses still in here. Yeah. Anyway, it was an enigma to me, to everyone. No one could tell me about it. It was just so interesting to me. And so I started tasting a lot more Lachlan to be able to understand why, how, what it was. And I absolutely fell in love with it. And it is incredibly versatile. Making some stuff that you'll find off there with straight next to that's unpeated, to peated grain whiskey. Absolutely incredible, very big. It's not a pretty by any means. It looks like a factory.
It is a factory.
Yeah. Have been factories.
But it looks like where they're going to film Batman from.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't the most warm reception when I was on the cake. But it's a beautiful place. They are very lovely people. And don't expect romance.
People forget at the time, certainly to that company that made it blends in-house.
Yeah.
So,
Well, they still do.
So Crofton Gear was just their attempt to make some edits so they didn't have to buy stuff from Ireland.
And same with the Peter Grain, is to get some other stuff in there. Their blender, Michael Henry, phenomenal guy, so much knowledge to him, incredible palate. I spent about an hour with him around stuff. And honestly, he had another meeting to go to. That's the other reason. Absolutely. Old Rostu, yeah. So
As a single,
yeah, so
Scotch whiskey. You can't. Grain whiskey.
well, the funny thing is about Old Rostu is Old Rostu has been utilised in house for 3 different spirits. One that was a Swan Neck pot still up until the late 80s, and then they used it for their single grain malted barley whiskey. And then they got slapped on the wrist for doing that. And so it still stayed the in-house name. They just couldn't. Yeah, but it used to be actually Swan Neck pot still malt whiskey they used Rostu for. So you do still see some old Rostu casks getting around that are actually single malt whiskey. Rather than single grain. So it's a weird one. It just depends on when the distillation date was that you can get it. Very, very old. Yeah. Actually, yes. Lachlan was an in-house blend, so they do all their blending in-house. To jump back to Ben Nevis for a very short period of time had a column still and were making grain whiskey. And they were blending it at new make level with their hop spirit and maturing that out for a very short time.
as an blended whiskey. Or blended at birth whiskey, they called it. They stopped doing that in the kind of back in 1990. Yeah, something like that. They sold the last cask of that a couple of years ago. Just took the entire thing. I think that's why they stopped it. Yeah, it was I think so. Yeah. So was it actually the money was getting my mind. So
You came out with your brother.
I thought it was great. More like more than just
I think shit was Glendronach close.
Glendronach close. Alright, on to the final glass of the tasting. Definitely not of the night. So, this is a Brazilian rum. This is not a cachaça, this is a Brazilian rum. So it's actually made from a split of molasses and sugarcane juice ferment. Where cachaça is 100% sugarcane juice. Hard agricole style, yeah. Kinda, not really. Because it's a co-ferment as well, it's nowhere near being agricole. Very little is known about the distillery. You look it up and they go, yeah, it's just rum. There you go.
No, that's not fair. Very little about rum distillery is known in English. If you speak Portuguese, there's plenty of information.
Yeah.
But like three companies do IBs.
Yeah.
Seems Up Nation and like
Chorlton. Yeah. Chorlton did one. That was the only other they said. Caden's Chorlton and
yeah. And I got to tell you, the products that are made
it's almost
but that's 7 cachaça. Like 1% of cachaça is excluded.
Actually, the last F3 I had was an Amberana.
I'm so sorry.
It was actually good.
There's a type of place for Amberana and it's with cachaça.
Yeah.
Don't put whiskey in Amberana.
It tastes like cinnamon.
It's red. It's good potential and stuff.
Yeah. Which it works well with the F3. For me, this is those collar bottle olives. Just collar bottle olives all the way through. And cherry Dr. Pepper.
See, I'm getting the cola lollies. You don't have to drink cherry. It tastes Brazilian. So do we know why there's a neck rating?
Sorry?
Do we know why and how there's a neck rating?
How? No. Why? Because it tasted good. That's about it. Like everything's just done with the taste. So whoever's like in the past is in the past nation.
Yeah. So I don't think there are people out there for experimental.
I mean, there might be a few that float around, but won't be many. Like that's why we don't see many because it's like I said, it's almost entirely drunk in Brazil. So
that you could cut Brazil off from the rest of the world and their alcohol industry has changed. They have agave spirit, they have rum, they have cachaça, they have beer, they have Moreno Negro,
yeah, exactly.
You could cut Brazil off. The only thing that would happen is they lose out on otherwise.
I find Brazilian drinking culture, well, especially when it comes to rum, very interesting. Rum is made in a very French style, okay, but it's a Spanish-Portuguese colonized country. Why are they not making a Spanish-style rum?
It's entirely because sugarcane fields that were planted on the archipelago. When Portugal took over Madeira, they wanted to no longer have a sugarcane there. So they moved all of their sugarcane production to, and just so all of the wine in Madeira are planted in the same irrigation system they had for all the sugarcane. And so they've just built this entire wine industry out of this old sugarcane plantation. So all of the rum that was in sugar followed French traditional methods because that's what they took from Madeira. Very, very interesting way. Otherwise, it would have been more like rich, heavy style rums rather than your fresh French style rums like agricole. What they call cachaça. Yeah, it's very, very interesting change there. Happened a very long time ago. But yeah, what do you think of the Brazilian rum, or do you prefer the diamond?
This is a good map. This is a good effort. And I've had some bad effort.
I think I prefer the diamond still. I think it's a bit
I can't try the words to
yeah.
So I'm enjoying that now. Sort of
This would have fucked my palate if we had this.
Yeah, that's what I'm worried about. It's like, because I'm loving it now.
I'm pretty sure I'd like this so much. You can come back tomorrow and try it again.
It's a great point. How do you really gauge your judgment?
Yeah.
Your capabilities are not what they were at the start.
Yeah.
It's funny you just go, I like it. Yeah. That's the only thing. So what we've been on here is the second last one.
This is
they won because they were second.
this is
I don't know whether you try to see, but I'm trying to. So we have 30 or something like that. Yeah, by the age.
you think
It sounds like
There's also a bit of that everyone's been some the strongest tool that I'm using is power. One of my favorite
what's it gonna get for maybe if you told us like just suits you, I'll do you better off. Like you know
Well, does anyone have a favorite whiskey tonight?
I'm working. We'll go through them one by one.
Yeah, go.
Let's go through it. All right, let's play the game. You've got two hands. You vote twice. Hands up if your favorite is the J.T. Thompson. That's disappointing. Hands up if your favorite was Gordon. Hands up if your favorite was Admira. Wow, okay.
The Longhorn.
That deserves a couple of hands.
Yeah. Longhorn was pretty.
Hands up if your favorite was the H-Gow. Hands up if your favorite, two of those, fantastic. Hands up if your favorite. Hyman. Couple hands.
That's what I'll go back to right now.
Hands up if your favorite was the Westland.
Oh, that's good. That's awesome.
That's very good. USA.
Not right now.
Not right now. Hands up if your favorite was the Ottenberg. Oh, fantastic. Then I've got a great announcement for you people later. Hands up if your favorite was the Scupper. Sorry. Never gets old. Yeah. Anyone for Highland Park? Second place. Second place? Yeah. Hands up if it was good, wasn't it? Hands up if your favorite was the Ben Nevis. Third hand. Careful with the third hand, that one we don't show.
It comes out of my back.
Hands up if your favorite was the Lachlan. That one caught me off guard. I thought it was really good. And hands up if your favorite was the Empress. That gets my other hand. I think that one was really good. Yeah, that brings us to the end. I'm going to end the recording so that YouTube doesn't hear what I have to say next.
Thank you all for joining me as well. This is the first event in Sydney for the house edition with many more to come, hopefully as well. So hopefully I get to see you guys all in the future. If not, Asset Society events coming up. We're just coming to the Barber Studio dinner.
What day is it? What date is it?
It's the 19th and 20th of March. It's sold out. It'll be. Well, hopefully I'll see you guys at another event soon.